Chubby's chocolate factory was an incredibly successful creator of delicious confections. Now, Chubby, ever since he was a child, had had the dream to create his chocolate factory. He knew that anywhere there were children who were not fat enough, without diabetes, with no health problems related to overweight, he had to be there. He spent his lifetime building up his company to finally get where he is now, the richest chocolate man in the world, making over $5 billion a second from all the chubby children and their diabetes. He had finally and truly fulfilled his goal of being the leading creator of childhood obesity. But that all changed one day when a board meeting was called. The company was apparently unhappy with the way that their CEO had been running things. Now, Chubby always thought it was a good business option to advertise how children would get fat and die and there would be no children, and then eventually humanity would go extinct because there were no children aging up to have any children of their own. But apparently the shareholders did not have the same view. They wanted to change the logo from "Make Your Kid Fat and Die" to "Delicious Chocolate," something that Chubby had vehemently rejected all the times the board had brought it to his approval. Now, the meeting was called this time, and Chubby walked into the meeting with his monstrous, creepy board directors. "Chubby, we have to talk about the brand." Chubby smiled. "Oh, have you finally approved my idea to put 500% more lard into every Choco Blasted Choco bar?" He smiled. "No, Chubby, we're letting you go." Chubby frowned. How can you even do this? I own this company. This is Chubby's Chocolate. I'm Chubby," he said, shoving his thumb into his chest. "I'm sorry, Chubby, but we voted you out. You'll be given a 500 trillion billion kajillion chocolate dollar severance package, but you'll no longer have any say in the company." Chubby looked at them dumbfounded, angry, progressively more angry every second. "You can't do this to me. I'm Chubby! I'm Chubby!" he screamed as the guards pulled him out, and the board directors arched their fingers evilly. The board directors watched as he was taken out and the door closed behind them. "Now, gentlemen, it's time to enact our evil plans," board member Alpha Man, most evil of them all, said. "It's time to create this chocolate that will be the most healthy chocolate and create a generation of super healthy children who will go on to live fulfilling lives." He chuckled. The board all clapped and clacked their teeth together as their horrible, evil leader laughed and showed them a picture of broccoli and all kinds of other healthy things that are going to be put in the chocolate and ruin Chubby's dream. Chubby sat outside the gate of the meeting. He was completely poor now. He'd gone through his 2 trillion bajillion chocolo dollar chocolo severance package in just a little over 11 minutes, buying a giant sculpture of a chocolate bar the size of Wisconsin. He really wasn't so worried about his money situation as he was about the direction the company was heading. Even in those 11 minutes since he'd been pulled out, he'd noticed a change. There were muscular children running and playing everywhere. Look at them in their sexy, perfect Aryan bodies. Chubby didn't know what to do. His company was gone, the directors had their dream, and children were healthier than ever. He knew that he had to go see the chocolate magician in order to learn to regain his worth. The chocolate magician saw him as soon as he heard who he was. "I've heard what happened to you, Chubby," the chocolate magician said, rubbing chocolate in his giant beard, sensually. "I know what you want to do, and I want to do the same thing." "Oh, thank you, chocolate wizard," Chubby said, falling to his knees. "Please give me what I need to take back my company and make the children fat again." The wizard stroked his beard with more chocolate, rubbing it in deeply and licking his beard hairs. "No worries, Chubby. Here's what you must do. You must conquer the Chocolate Mountain Obesity Challenge. Only then will you have the power." He teleported them to Chocolate Obesity Mountain. "Now your challenge, Chubby. You must make all the wildlife of this mountain be so unhealthy that species become extinct. You have 3 months. Chubby knew that he would gain what he needed from this challenge. It was tough, but using the horrible chocolate plants, which he bioengineered, using his own sweat and the chocolate he kept in his cheek pouches, he managed to create a completely unhealthy treat that he fed all the chipmunks and deer and wolves and other wildlife of the mountain. It was a long and grueling 3 months, but by the time the chocolate wizard returned to check on Chubby, there was not much more than a bunch of giant fat animals working at McDonald's and driving around on rascal scooters. The wizard was pleased. He said, "Chubby, you've truly gained what you needed from this challenge, and you may now go regain your company." He nodded, and then he magically flapped his fat arms and flew back to the company. He busted through the window, where Evil Alpha, most evil of them all, board leader, was there. "Chubby, you've returned, I see. Come back to take what's rightfully yours, I take it?" Chubby nodded, with his double chin flapping as he did so. "Well, I'm afraid you'll have no chance against my new Armed Guard Children Brigade." And suddenly, out of nowhere, the children phased into existence. These children were the fittest and leanest Chubby had ever seen. It looks like these children had never eaten a chocolate in their life, never spent 15 hours playing a video game about eating more chocolate, never even watched TV for 5 years without moving. Chubby felt so terrible. "What have you done to these children?" Chubby cried. "What have you done to them?" "Oh, I've made them as fit as possible, I have, Chubby, and now they'll show you the benefit of a healthy living." As the children pulled out their carrots and vegetables and exercise pamphlets, Chubby could only cringe, although he knew he had what it took. Chubby lifted his armpits, and chocolate shot out of both of them into the children's mouths. The children licked the chocolate, and they could not resist its sweaty, chocolatey, nutty flavor. As they licked it off the floor, the millions of calories contained in just those few drops suddenly ballooned them into the fat children Chubby knew the world really wanted. As their new fat flourished and their brains clogged up, they knew that they had been taken advantage of. "Evil board man, you tried to deny us the ability to be fat and live on welfare," the children screamed angrily. "No, stay away from me. Don't forget your exercises," he screamed as the children slowly approached him. "Here, let me help you out," Chubby said as he shot more chocolate, this time out of his eyeballs, onto the evil director. The director screamed, "No!" as the children devoured him, gaining thousands and thousands more calories, and killing 2 of them by heart attacks. Chubby had regained his factory, and once again the children were fat. He wondered, though, would this be the last time he would see the evil health nut directors, or would they once again try and stop him from making the world a more obese place? The end?